All right, let's jump right in. We're about to explore the incredible, and I mean incredible, untapped power that's sitting right between your ears. We're going to pull back the curtain on this hidden battle for your focus and see how understanding this tale of two minds can completely change what you're capable of. Okay, so let's start with a number, a huge one, 11 million. That is the amount of raw information, in bits per second, that your senses are pumping into your brain every single second. It's just this colossal, nonstop flood of data from the world around you. Now, keep that massive number in your head for a second. And look at this one, 120. That's it. Out of those 11 million bits of raw data coming in, this tiny little trickle is the absolute maximum bandwidth of your conscious attention. It's what you can actually focus on. And that right there is the brain's bottleneck. It's this wild contradiction that we all live with. We've got this sensory supercomputer, but our conscious mind, it's more like an old dial-up modem. And figuring out how to manage this insane bottleneck is pretty much the biggest challenge our brain faces all day, every day. So how does this bottleneck actually affect us in our normal lives? Well, let's meet mind number one. This is the everyday, totally drained brain. And its precious limited bandwidth is constantly getting chipped away by these tiny, seemingly harmless little drains. It's not one big disaster. It's more like a death by 1,000 drains. Let's look at the hidden costs of just a normal day. First up, clutter. You know, that messy desk, that chaotic room. It's not just messy. It turns out physical clutter actually triggers the release of cortisol, the stress hormone. So that pile of stuff is literally sending a low-grade stress signal to your brain, chemically making it harder to focus. And then there's something as simple as picking out what to wear. You see, every single decision you make, no matter how tiny, dips into this finite tank of willpower you have for the day. It's a real thing called decision fatigue. So that question, what should I wear? It's like a little tax you're paying on your brain power before you've even had your coffee. And this one is a monster, our phones. That little buzz, that one little notification, it just shatters your focus. And the research on this is just brutal. It takes, on average, 23 minutes to get back into a state of deep focus after just one of those interruptions. 23 minutes! That is a massive penalty. And finally, there's background noise. You know, even if you think you're tuning out the chatter in a coffee shop or the hum of the office, your brain is still working overtime in the background to filter all of it out. And that constant filtering acts like this invisible drain on your resources, making it harder to form and hold on to memories. Okay, so that was the drained brain. A little bleak, I know. But now we're going to flip the script entirely. Let's talk about mind number two, the optimized brain. And this isn't about being born smarter. It's about being strategic. It's about consciously building a fortress of flow, a mental space that you design for peak performance. So how do we build this fortress? We use shields. And these aren't about sacrifice. They are powerful, strategic choices. Each one of these directly fights back against a drain we just talked about. You put your phone away? You just bought back that 23-minute focus penalty. You simplify your wardrobe? You just eliminated that daily willpower tax. You're systematically defending your precious 120 bits of attention. And here's where it gets really cool. Inside this fortress, when all those drains are gone, something amazing can happen. You can create what's called an inspiration trigger. With all that new mental space, your brain can get this incredible neurochemical boost, a surge of dopamine and intuition that doesn't just clear the runway. It feels like it adds rocket fuel. Your rate of thinking just explodes. So what is the actual difference between these two minds? We've been talking concepts, but now let's get to the climax. Let's look at the hard numbers. This is where we quantify the absolutely astonishing cognitive payoff of building that fortress. And honestly, you might want to brace yourself. Just look at this data. The drained brain, the one bogged down by all that daily nonsense, is chugging along at maybe 1 to 2 thoughts per second. But the optimized brain, it can hit up to 20 thoughts per second. That's a 10-fold increase. And look at the total daily output. We're talking the difference between 10 million bits and a potential of 50 million. It's not even the same leap. And if those numbers didn't quite land, this bar chart makes the gap impossible to ignore. On the left, you've got the drained brain, doing okay at 60 to 120 thoughts a minute. Now look to the right. The optimized brain can just burst up to 1,200 thoughts a minute. The visual says it all. This isn't just a small improvement, it's a completely different reality of cognitive power. Now look, this isn't just some cool thought experiment. The difference between these two minds, that's the potential that's locked inside of you right now. So the real question becomes, how do you reclaim that brain power? What does all this actually mean for your life, for your work, for your creativity? Part of the answer is right here in this quote. When your brain is optimized and thoughts are flowing that fast, you need a way to get them out. If you don't have a clear channel, like just typing them out instantly, that flow gets blocked. And this quote just nails it. It's like damming a river. You can feel that mental pressure building up. An optimized mind needs an optimized way to express itself. So if you only remember one single thing from all of this, please let it be this. Your environment is not passive. From the clutter on your desk to the dings from your phone, your surroundings are actively, profoundly shaping your ability to think. To change your mind, you have to start by changing your world. And that brings us to the final thought, and I want to make this really personal for you. Think back to all those little drains we talked about, the clutter, the interruptions, the decision fatigue. I'm going to leave you with this question. If you made a conscious choice to eliminate just one of them tomorrow, what amazing thing would you create with all of that extra mental bandwidth? What potential would you finally unlock?